Okay, so this is basically just a little fun video I decided to do, and because well, I've heard nothing but I've heard a lot of good and a lot of bad about the X-Men title, not Uncanny, just X-Men, the one written by Victor Gischler, and the one where you see them fighting this lizard dude, which I'm pretty sure could be the Lizard, but I haven't been keeping up with this story. I didn't even keep up with Curse of the X-Men, to be honest. So I've not been keeping up with this title, but I've heard my friend TanakaCon 1985. He reads this title and he says it's all right. He says it reminds him of classic X-Men stories, and it has that new superhero feel to it, but me, I'm just kind of staying out of it. I mean, there's nothing. It just feels like they this with the Lizard and Dark Beast story here with where the Spider-Man teams up with the X-Men. It just feels like they just rehashed the vampire story arc previously. So I decided, here's what I would do if I was in control of this X-Men title. Since this one I feel like has the most potential, because I don't think it would. It needs to follow the other X-Men titles. It can just be its own thing. And I've always said that the X-Men have the most... Well, a lot of people say this, and I agree with them. X-Men's the most well-developed team out there. But anyway, getting into this. First off, what I would do if I got a hold of the X-Men title after, Victor Gischler. First off, I would not... here's the lineup I would choose, because I would not have Cyclops, Emma Frost, or Wolverine on this team. No Wolverine on my team. Those three not on my team. Here's the lineup I would have. Storm as the leader of this group. Colossus, Rogue, Gambit, X-23, and Armor. That's the team right there. Six-person group. Why those two? Why those groups? Because I don't think they're getting a lot of screen time, and when they are, it just feels like very dialogue heavy. At least from the X-Men books I've read, they don't seem to do a lot these days. Oh, I would also put in as an added bonus, I'd add Magique in there. Colossus' sister. But yeah, that's the okay. So now 7. It's a 7 X-Men group. Why? Because I feel like the X-Men have such a big team. I feel like in each book it should be their own team. And besides, Wolverine's is in too many X-Men books. Just leave him in Uncanny X-Men and X-Force, please. He doesn't need to be in Avengers anymore. But we're not here to talk about that. What else would I do with this story? Well, first off, I kind of like the idea of them teaming up with different characters each time. When each story arc, because in the first story arc with Curse of the Mutants, they teamed up with Blade, and in this one they're teaming up with Spider-Man. So I'd kind of have it like kind of like Batman Incorporated, where he's teaming up with somebody over each time. So I would have it like this X-Men team would have them teaming up with somebody and working together, because with this X-Men team, the main goal of this just the X-Men title is to be more like superheroes, because Cyclops in this book wants to make the X-Men like superheroes, not just guys protecting mutants, guys protecting humans. And basically, think of this X-Men title as the PR department of the X-Men titles. That's basically what it is. The PR. This is the PR X-Men. But yeah, the main goal I would try to do with this is keep it with those X-Men, fan favorite X-Men, and well, actually, no. When I think about it, I think I'd take Magique out of there and just stick with 6 X-Men, because people seem to gravitate around those X-Men the most. And I might put more X-Men on the team. What I would do with this is have Storm in charge of this group, and they're doing missions that Cyclops gets around the world. He finds out that something goes wrong, and he sends those X-Men to help out with either the Avengers or the Fantastic Four, send them out to do, missions for the good of the people, not just the good of the mutants. I'd also have it where they, I would, like I said, like with Victor Gischler's doing, I'd have it like they're teaming up with different people each time. Like they can have one story arc where they're teaming up with the Fantastic Four, or wait, excuse me, not Fantastic Future Foundation. I'm sorry. With the Future Foundation, they're teaming up against, I don't know, Mole Man or some shit like that, or have them team up with the New Avengers, working with them, or some other characters. I'd even have it where like maybe maybe a team up with the Heralds. That'd be kind of cool, like a cosmic adventure. Them teaming up with the other like a bunch of cosmic beings. Like there could be I'm just trying to pull something randomly out of my ass, just as an example. Like there could be another secret invasion from the Skrulls, and the X-Men team up with Nova's gone, but Ronan the Accuser, and help him stop it. Yeah, that's something right there. Or have it where, different stuff, different story arcs involving different characters, kind of like like a Brave and the Bold kind of storyline. Yeah, I would also keep this. I'd also keep this X-Men title to itself. I wouldn't try to tie in with all these other different X-Men events, because I feel like the X-Men need to, X-Men need to be in their own universe, but this one feels like this one's trying to get out in the Marvel universe, so this one should be more part of the X-Men universe. I mean, not more of the Marvel universe than it should be with the X-Men universe, but that's just how I feel about it. That's more or less how I feel about that. This X-Men title should be more out there with the rest of the Marvel universe rather than with the rest of the X-Men books. I also should say that I'd also move this team out of Utopia now that Dark Reign's over. I'd move these group out of Utopia. I'd probably move them to maybe back to San Francisco, or I don't know, somewhere new. Somewhere that can prosper. Some other team, because like I said, this one feels more like a Marvel Universe team than an X-Men team, even though it's an X-Men book. The other thing is that I'd also have the team could be interchangeable. Like that, the team I said earlier would be the starting lineup, but I'd also change it around and have I think the main three I'd keep on here are Gambit, Colossus, and Storm. Well, Storm, Rogue, and Colossus. Well, Gambit can stay. Well, okay, 4, because I can't decide who to get rid of. The main 4 I'd stay on here are Storm, Gambit, Rogue, and Colossus. The rest of them could either be big. The team could either be bigger or it can be interchangeable. I'd also put Helion in here. Even Namor, because I really like to write Namor, not as a dick. I'd like to put Namor in this team at one point, but have him not as a total jerk. I'm sorry if I'm just I'm going because I'm trying to think of everything. I'd also have it another adventure in Asgard. I know, no, but keep in mind, if I ever break into comics, this will be way over the Thor hype. So, yeah. Have another team up with Thor. Maybe have maybe team up with Iron Man. You don't really see X-Men and Iron Man team up a lot. You don't, unless it's with Avengers. You don't really see the X-Men and Iron Man team up much. So that'd be kind of cool. I'd also have it where I'd have them doing more missions, like humanitarian missions, helping out with an earthquake, or trying to prove that they're not just shown as mutants, but they can also be superheroes. But that would basically what the main goal of this book is supposed to be. Maybe I'd even change the title of the X-Men book. I'd even change it to maybe X-Men Heroes of the World. That sounds kind of cool. That's what I'd change the title to be. The other thing I think I would try to do is bring in some new characters, bring in some new villains for the X-Men, because we've just seen some same old Sentinel characters and a couple of evil mutants, and maybe some and in Contingency it kind of works because it's a guy trying to give superpowers to mutants, I mean, mutants to mutant powers to normal people with a drug kick. Okay, that's fine. But I'd usher in some new villains, like bring in some new, and not just mutant villains with this team. It wouldn't be just, oh, well, they're mutants, so they have to fight mutant villains, or mutant hating, or humans who hate mutants, or sentinels. With this one, I think I'd go down a different route, and try to put in, like, normal Marvel Universe villains, like something you'd see fighting another Marvel Universe characters, like maybe drug lords, or assassins, or, you know, magical beings, even like something like a magical being. Because, like I said, the main goal of this book, if I took over, would be make it a Marvel Universe book, not an X-Men book. So that's what I would do. Bring in new rogues gallery, like sorcerers, demons, assassins, all kinds of new rogues, because the X-Men need to branch out with new rogues gallery, and I feel like with this team, you could probably do that. That's what I feel like you could do with this title. You could easily take this to new lengths, and this X-Men title at new heights, unlike the other X-Men books, who are tied within the X-Men group. So with this one, you have potential. This book I see as having them, even though it's, as most people saying, it's limping along, especially with this new story arc. I say this book still has a lot of potential. It just, I think it just needs to go in a new direction rather than just have the same old Wolverine, Cyclops, Emma Frost, and have because I know it's an X-Men book, but we don't need Wolverine in every damn title of X-Men. He's in enough. He's in Legacy. He's in X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. He's in X-Force. God, he's even in Avengers. So, yeah, just take him out. And that's what I would mostly do with it. Just having those few doing missions from Cyclops, or they uncover a mission, or they do a mission on their own. I'd even bring in villains, other classic X-Men villains like Mr. Sinister, the Shadow King. Yeah, we recently saw the Shadow King in X-Force. Who else would be kind of cool as a classic? Oh, the I'd try to bring back the Phalanx. Remember them? Or the Brood. Yeah, I've always wanted to write a comic with featuring the Brood. I'd bring back the Brood, because I don't think, well, the last time we saw them was in that Bio-Sentinel story. So yeah, that's what I'd mostly do with it. Now, I actually give Victor Gischler some credit, even though this book's kind of limping along. I give Victor Gischler credit, because he actually, with him, some of these stories have some good ideas, but I just feel like they're being, it's the writing that's kind of not being carried out right, in my opinion. I don't know. The book's not well with me, because I don't feel like... Maybe if I wait until the next story arc, I'll give it a shot, because I tried reading I actually did try to read Curse the Mutants, and I'm like, vampire hype, whatever. And this one, I feel like... This one I kind of missed out on. I think I would have liked this new story arc with the Lizard and Dark Beast more had I read it from the beginning, but I'm going to wait till the next story arc to give my final say on the X-Men books. However, this is what I would do with the main X-Men book. Like I said, I'd even change the title to X-Men, Heroes of the World. That sounds kind of cool, right? Corny, but cool. But anyway, yeah, so this is what I would do with this X-Men title. You guys tell me what you think. I'm not trying to, but let me say this right now. I'm not trying to disrespect Victor Gischler. I think he's a pretty good writer. I just don't feel like it's being shown here to its full extent, is what I'm trying to say. Now, I really did like that Death of Dracula one-shot. I really loved that. And I even like some of his stuff in Merc with a Mouth. Some of it, because I think he writes Deadpool a hell of a lot better than Daniel Way. But, yeah. In fact, I would like Gischler on the main Deadpool title. That would get me to getting back to reading Deadpool again, because I refuse to read that book with Daniel Way in it. But anyway, I think I've rambled enough, and but like I said, you guys tell me what you think of this X-Men title, and what do you think of my thoughts, and what would you do with the X-Men book? And that's all.